There is a lost city in the United States of America. It had a pyramid whose base covers more ground than the Great Pyramid of Giza. At its peak, more people lived here than in London. And it sits 15 minutes from downtown St. Louis. And most Americans have never heard its name. Before this ends, you'll learn why the first explorers refused to believe it was real, and why, to this day, no one knows what this city was actually called. Every word of this is real. 1,000 years ago, while Europe crawled through the Middle Ages, the largest city in North America rose from the banks of the Mississippi. Archaeologists call it Cahokia. By the year 1100, it may have held 20,000 people across 6 square miles. Bigger than London, bigger than Paris would be for another century. At its center stood a pyramid of earth, 100 feet tall, its base covering 14 acres. And here is what defies belief. It was built with no wheels, no horses, no metal tools. Every basket of earth, millions of them, was dug by hand and carried up on someone's back. And then Europeans found the mounds and refused to believe any of it. To the settlers who came later, it was obvious the primitive tribes around them could not have built this. So they invented other builders, a lost tribe of Israel, Vikings. Anyone but the ancestors of the people standing right in front of them. It took centuries for archaeology to admit the obvious. Native Americans built the greatest city north of Mexico. And while scholars argued, the city of St. Louis leveled the ancient mounds on its own land and used the earth as fill for its buildings. America's first great city became construction material for its modern one. But the deepest mystery isn't how it was erased, it's how it ended. Around the year 1350, Cahokia was empty. No massacre, no conquest, no layer of ash or destruction in the soil. 20,000 people simply walked away. For years, there was a tidy answer. They did it to themselves. Cut down too many trees, caused floods, ruined their own land. It was a popular theory because it fit a modern moral. Then, in 2021, an archaeologist named Caitlin Rankin dug into the soil to find those floods. They weren't there. The ground was stable. The neat little story fell apart. Drought? Maybe. A collapse of faith in their god king? Maybe. Every theory has a hole in it. The greatest city in ancient America emptied at the height of its power. And 7 centuries later, we still don't know why. And here's the part that stays with you. They left no writing. We don't know what they called their city. We don't even know what they called themselves. Cahokia isn't their name. It's borrowed from a different tribe centuries later. The greatest city in ancient America is a monument with no name, built by a people who were first denied, then demolished, then forgotten. The mounds are still there in Illinois. From the top of that pyramid, you can see the St. Louis skyline. Almost no one ever looks back the other way. Some chains, history breaks. Others, it simply buries. Unchained history.